Hello, everybody. Professor Barth here. I'm in Telluride, Colorado, on vacation with my family. But obviously, big news today with the CPI, Bureau of Labor Statistics, released new numbers, and we're at 9.1%. This exceeded forecasts, which had been 8.8%. These are really bad numbers, obviously. Higher than expected, 4-decade high. Last time inflation was this high was in 1981. 9.1% CPI. So you look at the chart here, the bar graph. This is when Biden became president in January of 2021. Inflation was under 2%. By spring of 2021, started to climb up, and then just ever since then, and now here we are today. There's another graph from 2010 to 2022, so you get to see. Look at that spike, and this is it's not slowing down. So the big question now is where does it stop? This is month over month. So the CPI, when you hear 9.1%, that's year over year. So since June of 2021, we've had 9% inflation. This is month over month. Note the month over month inflation. In the month of June, it went up 1.3%. That's higher than the month over month in this entire cycle. So month over month, we're at a record high. And then if you do core CPI, and as a reminder, core CPI is the consumer price index minus food and energy. Food and energy are taken out because they tend to be more volatile. But look at that core CPI month over month. Excuse me, that's a typo there. Core CPI month over month through June, or this is the June graph, 0.7%. And so there's a lot of, you'll hear things today, oh, it's because gas prices went up so much in June. Well, even if you do core, which takes away energy, which includes gas prices, we're still at 0.7%, which is higher, is at the highest point since summer of last year. And then just break down numbers: meat, poultry, and fish up 10%, eggs up 33%, fresh whole milk up 17%, cereal and bakery products up 14%, fats and oils up almost 20%, electricity up almost 14%, gasoline 60%. Now, there's some optimism because gas prices have been going down the last couple of weeks. It's likely that the July numbers, when those come out a month from now, the CPI might be less than 9% because gas has gone down, and gas makes up a considerable chunk. But gas went up 60%. Furniture and bedding up 13%, and you go down the line. Shelter's at 5.6%. You've heard me talk about the problems with CPI. Shelter makes up 33% of the CPI. This is extremely problematic because if you're a renter, your rent has gone up 15, maybe 20%, and if you're in certain cities, more than 20%. If shelter's a third of CPI and they've got it at only 5.6%, that's a problem, and your actual inflation is much higher. On the other hand, if you have a fixed mortgage like I do, my shelter hasn't gone up. So the CPI has a lot of issues about it. If you take CPI minus shelter, so if you take shelter out of the equation, CPI is at 10.8%. So again, if you're a renter, your inflation is way, way higher right now than 9%. So Powell is in a really hard spot. Obviously, in June, the Fed raised rates by 75 basis points. That was the largest hike since 1994. And then the meeting before that, the Fed raised rates by 50 basis points. The next FOMC meeting is July 26th. I think it's pretty obvious we're going to see a 75, especially after today's numbers. It's going to be another 75 basis point hike. So that's going to that upper limit's going to go up to 2.5%. Recession is on the way. The first quarter GDP went down, or first quarter GDP, the economy shrank by 1.6%. We'll get the second quarter numbers soon. People are forecasting that there will be minuscule growth, like a fraction of a percent in the second quarter. But if there's negative growth, if the economy shrank in the second quarter, we're officially in a recession. But if recession's coming one way or the other, the question is how severe and when will it kick in? And then, of course, quantitative tightening, the Fed bringing down its balance sheet. That's an ongoing program. What impact will that continue to have on the bond market? And remains to be seen. So Powell's in a bind, and Joe Biden is massively in a bind. Inflation's a top concern right now for Americans, and Biden is just one after another failing on that count. I want to say a few more things about the predicament of the Biden administration right now with all the inflation. I'm going to hold it off. We're about to go out and do something around town, so I'm in a bit of a hurry here, but I had to check in because these are bad numbers. So we'll see where things go, but definitely expect a 75 basis point hike in a couple weeks at the FOMC meeting. All right, until then, till next time, I'll see you. Bye.